Update on the Confederate flag. The Senate in Charleston, South Carolina has agreed to take it down.
36-3.
36-3.
Now it's off to the House.
Oh, it went to the House, and then they voted it down 93-18. So this was heavily in favor. Both parties, bipartisan agreement, conservative, Democrat alike, both want this down. Mm-hmm. So it seems, and now it's up to the governor, Nikki Haley, who's also said before all this started that she really wants to take it down. So we can, I think it's safe to say, down goes the flag.
It won't come down officially, I think, until she says it's coming down.
It will be housed in the Confederate Relic Room. That's a thing.
That's the thing. I don't even know what that is.
I imagine it's in a museum somewhere.
Sounds very fitting. The Relic Room.
So, with church burning, it's been a really busy week, a really crazy week in the American South.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks, I should say. There have been church burnings and the resurgence of the Ku Klux Klan.
And the Dillon Storm roof shooting.
Well, that's this. I'm talking about like after this. Concerning the debate with the Confederate flag. The Dillon Storm roof shooting was what sparked it all. Mm-hmm. And all of this, Klan rallies, church burnings, in defense of a flag that's not about racism.
No, it's not. It's about the rebellion, Nick.
Rebel pride.
The rebel pride.
Yeah.
That's what the argument always is. It's like, oh, this flag isn't racist. It's about the rebellious South, and like, okay, so what were you rebelling against? Oh, that's right, your own country. How patriotic is that? This is the heritage that you want to hold on to so dearly?
But
give me a break.
What's unpatriotic about rebelling against your country? That was a question that was fielded me earlier. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, who the hell flies the loser's flag anyway? Where does that happen? Anywhere.
Nazi Germany. It didn't happen there. It didn't happen. I think it did after, but once they knocked the wall down.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. I don't know the history.
Who does that?
I don't know. See, it's silly to me that.
Why would you want to hold on to that loss?
Well, just remind, look, guys, we just weren't as good as the North.
Like, I see that in sports, like a team loses in the finals the year before, they hold on to it really hard for next year. So like, is maybe they're a second Southern uprising coming.
They've been saying for a long time that the South will rise again.
Yeah,
but it seems to be. At first, I thought it was going to be when they legalized gay marriage. They didn't rise. Wait till Obama takes some guns away.
Oh boy,
the South will rise. Okay, I want to talk about. You had something else about.
Well,
taking the flag, getting rid of the Confederate flag.
Yeah, it's got to really suck for the people that I think want or support the Confederate flag, but don't identify as racist.
And which I think is most of the people.
There's a lot of them. Like, it's really got to piss them off that the KKK is now holding rallies for it. They're probably like, man, like just.
Stop, guys, stop.
Beat it.
I know a lot of people.
Making me look bad.
I said this when we first covered it, too. I know a lot of people who fly the Confederate flag that aren't racist at all.
Yeah.
They just kind of like the flag, and they like Dukes of Hazzard, which we'll talk about in a moment.
Yeah.
And they liked it, and they were the type of people who brought it to Craven and did not mean it to be racist in any way, but that is how.
But they're not supporting it anymore.
See it.
I don't think there's a lot of people going.
I think some of them have backed down, yeah.
Yeah, like, so now the only people that are really in support of the flag or the KKK, and like, this is all you've got left, man.
Yeah. Just hanging on.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Joe Rogan for a minute, because Joe Rogan, who I like.
I don't like Joe Rogan.
I don't like his comedy, but he's got a show.
Anything about him.
He's got a show called The Joe Rogan Experience, which I really like. He has influential intellectuals on the show, and they talk.
Yeah, it's a cool idea.
He's had Neil deGrasse Tyson, Sam Harris. I like the show. Maybe I want to be on the show.
Yeah, I think if you put anybody else in that lead host role, and I think that would be a great show. I just don't like Joe Rogan.
He's good at it, though.
He's a good talker. I just don't like any of the points he makes.
He wrote a big rant on his Facebook page, and I thought it was kind of funny and kind of worth pointing out. I'm going to read the whole thing to you. Say goodbye to the General Lee. Today, TV Land announced that they're pulling the Dukes of Hazzard off the air because of the Confederate flag. In a tireless effort to turn our beloved country into a nation of weepy, sandy vaginas, they've shoved a politically correct boot in the memories of my childhood. The Dukes of Hazzard was about a lot more than just that shitty paint job on one of the most beautiful muscle cars the good Lord ever inspired man to create. It was about tradition. The show started the tradition of the most iconic piece of clothing our nation ever produced, the Daisy Duke shorts. Now, nobody's wanting to take those away.
I hope not.
And I hope they don't. And I agree with him that they're the most iconic American piece of clothing.
That should be the thing that you remember about the Dukes of Hazzard, not the flag.
Not the flag. Like Jessica Simpson, for instance.
That's all I can think about.
Yeah, because I don't know who. I never saw the show.
I don't even know what her
terrible.
character was in the show. I don't even know her name. I don't care.
Daisy Duke, wasn't that her name?
Oh, I suppose, yeah.
Those shorts were the real flag, a flag of identification and empowerment for gay men and sluts all over the world.
Jeez.
Before the Dukes, there really wasn't any one piece of clothing that let the world know you're hungry for dick. Congratulations to the toxic lefties all over this increasingly nerfed world. Today, victory is yours. I am with Joe Rogan on the toxic lefties taking things away.
Yeah.
Like when the...
Like taking our Action Bronson away.
Right, when Action Bronson was coming to Toronto
and
they rallied against him because he had rape lyrics in one of the songs that he wrote like 7 or 8 years earlier. And he didn't play North by Northeast because of that. I was against that. I'm against all forms of telling people they can't do something because you don't like what they're saying. Mm-hmm. For instance, that Bill Walcott, when he came to Regina, the anti-gay, anti-abortion preacher, they kicked him off the university property for spreading what they deemed as hate speech against gays and people who abort kids. I disagreed with them for doing that. I disagree with what Bill Walcott had to say, but I disagree with them for telling him he can't say it. If you are against the free speech of the people you disagree with the most, you're against free speech in general.
It's a slippery slope because then you just...
Yes.
Yeah,
but that's not what's happening here.
Yeah.
The toxic lefties that Joe Rogan so cutely refers to had nothing to do with taking Dukes of Hazzard off the air. There was no concerted effort of liberals. Yeah, this was TV Land said, hey, we don't want to do it. I didn't see an effort from
it was probably
the
a board meeting and they went, let's get rid of this thing.
That's TV Land. You ever watch that?
Yeah.
It's the show where they retire TV shows.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't know that Dukes of Hazzard was still on air, and I'm to find out that people nowadays are upset about it getting taken off the air is even stranger because come on, we have really good TV.
I know.
Dukes of Hazzard doesn't compare with what we have on TV now.
And nobody's going through the channels looking for Dukes of Hazzard.
No. But
it
now,
comes on, I bet you even skip over it.
Yeah. Now, when you're switching through the channels and you go past TV Land, instead of Dukes of Hazzard, maybe they'll put Hang Time back on air. That's what I want. Yeah. Step by step.
Step by step.
Day by day.
Oh boy.
Yeah. That's all we got. Anyways, congratulations to the American South for doing the right thing.
Right on. It's gone.